Very, very special guest, my wife of 34 years, Serena Jakes. Hello, guys. Wow. Let me see. We're going to gang you today because I needed my wife here as we take on a bunch of relationship questions. I'm going to need her. In fact, she is indeed my secret weapon and my midnight rendezvous. And my chick on the side. And that's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough. That's good enough.
Got to pay me if you want more information.
Yes.
First up, Deborah and her husband, Chris. Deborah says being the wife of a pastor has been an adjustment, and that's why she came to me for advice. Take a look.
Hi, Bishop Jakes. My name is Deborah, and I wanted to get your expertise on how to balance marriage and ministry and how to deal with the women in the church who want to take your place while supporting your husband in ministry. Please give me an answer immediately.
This is precisely why I wanted to bring you in on this.
This is why.
Yeah, because you know something about being a first lady. Describe to us what that's like for you.
It has been a transition for me because I was just a lay member, and being elevated to a bigger platform of being a first lady, it has been a huge transition for me to undergo.
You know what? I thought we better stop and explain. Because some people might not even know what we're talking about. We are not talking about Michelle Obama. In the African-American church, the pastor's wife is referred to, in most cases, as the first lady. So there's a lot of prestige, a lot of responsibility, a lot of expectations. You have to be a whole lot of things all the time.
Right.
You feel that pressure.
Right, absolutely. When I first became a first lady, there were expectations from the people on me putting on the biggest conferences, the biggest prayer breakfast, and that wasn't, not to neglect the church, but my first responsibility is my husband and my household and making sure that he is well taken care of. And so I've had to deal with that.
So how's that been for you?
It's been a transition. As you know, whenever you bring a first lady into a church, the women that's already there are looking and they're trying to see what's going on.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I don't know anything. I'm not backing you up at all.
So we have to kind of make the transition. So I have to slow things down so she can get in the groove of what was already going on at the church before she got there.
So what have you done to help her with the transition?
Cover her and not put a lot on her while she was in transition to make her be the typical first lady, to do everything, be able to praise and worship, the choir, women's department, usher, greeter, all that.
This is a big thing. Now, I want you all to understand this is a very big thing, okay? Because everybody is looking at you and everybody has expectations. She has to be flawless at all times. If you have children, they have to look like they just stepped out of a catalog. Okay? She's got to be able to sing like Aretha Franklin. She's got to be able to direct the choir like she's one of the Hawkins.
Yes.
I mean, the demands go on and on and on. Am I right?
Yes.
So does this sound familiar at all?
It sounds very familiar. My husband was pastoring when we got married. And so I was the outsider that was brought into the church. And there were some hopefuls there, I'm sure, people, ladies.
Not too much, not too much.
Just a few hopefuls there that kind of resented the whole arrangement. But the thing that I had to do was stop telling myself what I couldn't do, what I couldn't be, And then my husband kept saying, I married you for me. There's a man upside this pulpit robe, and I was so glad. It was such a relief to know that he wanted me for me, not for the church, but for him.
So, our answer really is, your wife is for you. You know, she's not an accoutrement or an accessory to the church vision. She's not a prop in the church show. They don't get to buy into and put demands and expectations. Marriage is hard enough.
See?
Marriage is hard enough without all these outside people putting their mouth in your business and trying to put extra demands on you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts for her
I
in this
just
new
love
role?
the fact that you keep affirming her, because that's what my husband had to do. Constantly. And after a while, it became a part of my mantra. You know, he would tell me, you know, I've got you, you're this, you're that, you know, and he kept on telling me what I was until I thought, I believe this guy. And then I became all of that.
You know, not allowing other people to dictate what your wife should be is important.
So important.
It is so important. And then as a young woman, being able to see the blossom while it is still a bud. And to cultivate it and to put her in environments where she shines is part of our responsibility, one toward each other. Am I right? That's the way it works. Since I had my first lady with me today, I decided to keep her around to help me with advice on a few more relationship questions. My next question has to do with a husband's bad habits.
Bishop Jakes, we've been married for